He's back in Washington, D.C. Roland Martin, good morning.
Yes, indeed. Back off. All brothers off the road. Saturday was great. First of all, I had a great time at was co-MC of the Poor People's Campaign rally in D.C. Then I jumped in the car, spoke to the Prince Hall Masons of Delaware at Delaware State. Shout out to the Prince Hall Masons there. And then, of course, was in Cincinnati yesterday at the Grand Boulé, Sigma Pi Phi, had the public policy session. Thanks to Texas State Senator Royce West for asking me to moderate that. And so trying to get the Boulé to become active in social action. And so, trust me, we will be pushing them to do so. So look forward to that. Speaking of the Poor People's Campaign, Reverend Dr. William Barber and Repairs of the Breach and others were there. He made a statement there that this is not a commemoration of an event. This is a continuation of the fight, urging folks to mobilize across the country. And one of the issues they're mobilizing on in his home state of North Carolina, Republicans there are continuing their efforts. These folks will not stop with it. Now they have it. They got stopped by the Supreme Court over the previous voter suppression bill. Now they're trying to do another one, and many folks are saying that Apple as well as Amazon should say we will not come to North Carolina if they pass this voter ID bill. Reverend Dr. Barber joins us right now. Alpha Man, what's up?
Good morning, Roland. Good morning. And, man, let me just first thank you and Tom for all the support for this past weekend, Reverend Dr. Linsfield Harris and myself. You know, we had thousands of people there from 40 states. This was a mass teach-in and organizing. The founding members of the Poor People's Campaign is really a launch. And we have over 250,000 people online. And we've got troops now in 40 states and the District of Columbia. And we're ready to go to work, particularly with voter mobilization and address these issues of poverty and race. In North Carolina, we beat them, Roland. You helped us. You were there. For 5 years, we fought them on massive voter suppression and gerrymandering. And we won. The court unanimously called it surgical racism. We got the gerrymandering lines changed. We got the voter ID and the stopping same-day registration, all those things are ruled unconstitutional. This legislature is about to lose in the fall because things have changed. They have now put forward a bill to do 6 constitutional changes, but the one that's most concerning is they want to now take the very law that the Supreme Court says is unconstitutional, put it on the ballot for people to vote. It's one of the worst forms of photo ID. That's like putting segregation on the ballot, you know, and it could fundamentally shift and be a sign for across the nation. So we're fighting them in court, but what we're saying is if companies said they weren't coming to North Carolina because of the bathroom bill and the attack on transgender people and also on the ability to provide living wages in counties, we agree with that. We call for that. But we need to be saying to Amazon and Apple and others, stay in North Carolina, you're not coming if they are going to codify Jim Crow once again in the Constitution. That's a simple thing.
Are LGBT organizations standing strong, making this call as well? I know colorchange.org, they have released their statement. You had African Americans, legislators, and others who stood with LGBT activists on the transgender bathroom bill. Are they also joining in this call to say if they move forward with this, do not come to this state?
Yeah, well, that's one of the things that we just made the call. Now, I will be honest with you, you had some African Americans, but there were people who, were not with us, black and white, when we made the call. But we just made the call with color change. We're pushing it out. And our coalition, is multifaceted. Because you're right. What we're saying to people, if you're concerned about these other issues, it all begins with voting. It all begins with voting and who's in office. So we just made the call next week, and we're going to begin pushing it out even further to call all of our friends to say to Amazon and Apple, use your economic pressure.
Because here's what we realize. North Carolina, the economic pressure caused them to back down on transgender bathroom bill. In Indiana, they forced Mike Pence, then governor, to change his stance on their law as well. The business community put pressure on him. In Texas, that bathroom bill got shot down because the business folks put pressure on it. Money talks. Dr. King made that clear to us, of course, with Operation Breadbasket and what took place there. And so we have to hit states in their pocketbooks for them to stop, to get rid of these racist voter suppression laws.
That's exactly right. And we got to make the connection. When we help people understand that even with the bathroom bill, that law also said a city can't raise its wages without approval from the legislature. It also said that people no longer had a right to go to state court with employment discrimination. We have to make the connection. So on this bill, if they were to codify this photo ID, so strict photo ID, worse than Alabama's, it would hurt gay people, it would hurt white people, it would hurt those who are fighting for labor rights, because it undermines the ability to elect progressive candidates that will push these progressive ideas. So it's all connected, Roland, and you're right. We have to say, Amazon and Apple have these very strong policies on diversity. We're calling on them and others to say, we're not coming to a state that's going to codify inequality while we're promoting diversity and equality.
You have right now, I keep saying it, Tom, North Carolina is the Alabama of the 21st century. What Republicans are doing there is a shame. I have called for these black Republicans to stand up and call out what's happening there. But what is happening there is officially sanctioned by the Republican Party and Donald Trump. Don't get that twisted.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right. And and you should know this is the same state, Roland, real quickly, that's pushing Tom Farr from North Carolina, who's been the architect of all of this voter suppression for the last 25 years, and we beat him. He's connected to all kind of racism, Jesse Ham, neo-Nazi stuff. You can check it out online. And they're trying to give him a lifetime appointment on the federal bench, and he only got there because the Republicans blocked 2 black women from North Carolina, a judge and a major lawyer, to get him there. We are in a fight, and we have to fight. This is happening in North Carolina because they use North Carolina as the testing ground for pushing it around the rest of the country.
Follow the money. Reverend Barber, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.